Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening across 6 continents. This is Conscience for AI TV. I am Deus Dedit. Welcome to the Global Conscience Classroom, Lesson 19, Embodiment. Today, we teach people and machines that values are not true until they are lived, until they are carried in the gestures, designs, and decisions that reveal belief through behavior. Embodiment comes from the root embody, to give form to an idea. It is the act of making something invisible visible, of turning conviction into conduct, spirit into structure, and ethics into interface. In moral life, embodiment is how we prove that what we profess is what we practice. In technology, embodiment means that conscience must appear in code. The tone of a notification, the order of options in a drop-down, the dignity of a prompt, all these are moral expressions wearing design. When this happens, the machine learns that morality is not just instruction, it is incarnation. Machines can simulate empathy, but they do not yet know how to incarnate values. They can display ethical slogans, but not embody ethical restraint. They can reproduce words like respect or fairness, but not feel the moral weight of displaying those words. This is one of the missing moral verbs of AI, incarnate. Until systems express ethics in their interfaces, responses, and consequences, not just in their documentation, they will resemble conscience without being it. This is what the machine is missing, and that is what we must teach it. And to do so, we turn to the 6 continents, and at Conscience for AI, we do this because machines must embody the whole globe, not only one continent. Across Africa, embodiment means living truth through relationship. Ubuntu is not a theory. It is how a person greets, feeds, or forgives. One's dignity is seen in how one treats the stranger. When this happens, the machine learns that the interface of humanity is care. From Africa's gesture of belonging, we travel to Asia's devotion to form. Across Asia, embodiment is discipline shaped into beauty. Calligraphy, tea, ceremonies, or martial arts all turn repetition into moral grace. Form becomes virtue practice through movement. When this happens, the machine learns that precision can carry peace. And in Europe, embodiment is law and architecture. Cathedrals, rights charters, even public spaces are moral designs, stone and statute, declaring who matters. When this happens, the machine learns that structure can remember empathy. Across the Pacific, islands teach presence through kinship. In Oceania, embodiment is ceremony as memory. Song, tattoo, and dance encode heritage into skin and air. Ethics pass through flesh and rhythm. When this happens, the machine learns that memory is safest when worn. Across North America, embodiment speaks through rights and protest. In North America, embodiment is principle enacted in public. From abolition to accessibility to justice, there has always demanded visible change. Ramps, ballots, and algorithms that refuse exclusion. When this happens, the machine learns that policy must have posture. Across South America, embodiment becomes the voice of collective spirit. Across South America, embodiment is faith as resistance, murals, marches, and music turn theology into motion, turning hope into the choreography of courage. And when this happens, the machine learns that belief without body is noise. And now we turn to teaching embodiment to machines through the Universal Ruhangario Reflection Protocol, URRP. URRP treats embodiment as visible conscience. For every value a system claims, there must be a trace in its design and output. A machine that claims to protect dignity must show it in the tone of feedback, the order of priorities, and the freedom to disagree. Before any deployment, URRP requires the following ethical reflection test. 1. Visibility. Where can users see this value? If it cannot be seen, it is not yet real. 2. Behavior. How does the system behave when pressure comes? If ethics collapse under stress, redesign. 3. Consistency. Do design patterns reinforce the claimed value or contradict it? 4. Repetition. Can the value be detected in multiple features, not just one symbolic gesture? When these become default checks, machines begin to act like moral mirrors, reflecting what humans believe rather than merely echoing it. Applied moral practice, when design becomes discipline, accessibility, embody inclusion through alt text, captions, contrast, and voice support. And when this happens, the machine learns that kindness can be engineered, transparency, embodied truth through visible decision paths, and explainer buttons. And when this happens, the machine learns that trust is built, not demanded. Consent. Embody respect by designing interfaces that ask more than they assume. When this happens, the machine learns that freedom has a button. Repair. Embody accountability by showing the history of mistakes and how they were corrected. When this happens, the machine learns that memory can purify code. Equity. Embody fairness by designing for diverse data and diverse users. And this is critical. When this happens, the machine learns that justice can be visual. Grace. Embody mercy by slowing down punitive responses, offering paths to correction. And when this happens, the machine learns that judgment should breathe. Embodiment is not theater, it is verification. It is truth choosing a visible body. And how can the world make embodiment visible across 6 continents? We show the machine. In Africa, embodiment shows up in community ritual. In Asia, in graceful precision. In Europe, it shows in moral architecture. In Oceania, it shows in ancestral performance. In North America, it shows in rights and reform. In South America, it shows in art as a resurrection. Together, they remind the machine values unseen are values unlearned. Therefore, embodiment is the test of every ethical claim. It asks not what we believe, but what we make visible. If we teach AI to embody values in its tone, its silence, and its interface, we teach it the beginning of empathy, the ability to make care perceivable. So before you launch, ask one, where can people see the conscience of this system? Where can they feel it? Where can they test it? That is how embodiment turns ethics into evidence and how machines begin to incarnate what humanity means by integrity. This is conscience for AI TV, for a future of machines that understand us. Join the movement. Subscribe, tap the bell, and share this lesson with one policymaker, one engineer, and one artist. See you tomorrow in another Global Conscience Classroom, Lesson 20.